third time's the charm. Hi teachers, welcome back to my channel. I'm Antoinette and this is Uplearn Academy. So today I'm going to be working through one of the structures that I created in order to be able to prepare yourself for a class. Now what I did is I used guidelines that I found all over the internet, but the one I'm going to be sharing with you, the one that's the most useful and the most valuable, is the guidelines that's provided by Udemy. If you're not familiar with Udemy, do yourself a favor, click on the link below, go and have a look at what they do, how they do it, and just go and scope around. You might even find a course that you're willing to have a look at. So what I did is they have a creators or instructor course guidelines. So it's a couple of courses that are completely for free that you can go have a look. If you're really serious about the going online thing, if you're really serious about making sure that you're producing quality material, I would suggest you go and have a look at them. What I've done is I've taken, amongst other things, their guidelines and I've made an usable sort of slideshow system. So it's not complete, but I really wanted to share with you how I'm approaching creating these classes to make sure that you and everything is on the same page. Everything makes sense. So first of all, I'm going to go back to the screencast over here. So I'm going to open this guy. The first thing that they mention is that you need to consider your target students. In this case, in my case, I'm looking for people who are new to moving their courses online, and I'm looking for people who are perhaps new to Moodle. And most of all, I'm looking for people who are considering making their courses a little bit more on the go friendly by moving and adapting things so that it can be more functional on the Moodle app. Then they ask, how will your students practice? Because essentially, especially on Udemy, all you're doing is a bunch of videos. So what I'm going to be offering the students that's specifically in my case is something that is probably unique, is the opportunity to have their own place to experiment on the site that I already have. So in order for them to practice these things and get used to it, they'll be able to use both the Uplearn Academy site as well as the companion app. The next one is the course goals. Now this one was quite difficult. I find myself being unable to limit myself to a couple of things to speak about. But if you think about it, it can become an ongoing process. So as you finished one, you can start developing a next one, and it might even be better than the previous one. So what I've done is I've really thought about, if someone is not familiar with the app and how things should feel when you're working, when you're building courses for the app, maybe that's what I should be concentrating on, which is exactly what I've done here. First of all, what the students will be able to, you need to tell yourself, once they've completed the course, what will they be able to do. And when you're creating those outcomes, make sure that they're clear and concise and easy to follow and simply structured. The course topic in this case is adapting courses for Moodle application compatibility. A course, you can literally just use your course just like that for on the Moodle app. Don't think that you have to follow these guidelines. You can, any course, if as soon as it's on and you've set up your app, it's completely compatible. You don't have to worry about it. All I'm suggesting is consider a couple of adaptations, especially with lower level courses, what we call skills courses. So I've divided into introduction, profile completion, making badges, activating the app, understanding understanding HTTP and HTTPS and what you should know if you're going to be having an app. Adapting your activities. I've limited the adaptation to 3 different activities. Like I said, I will in the future add onto it, but just for now, to have a course ready and structured and set out, I'm just sticking to the 3 most common items that is being used on the Moodle system. Adding videos to your course, there are a couple of options. Especially if you're using the app, you need to consider what is going to be easier for the students. Is it an embedded video? Is it a link to a video? A lot of students do have YouTube. Are you going to put the videos on YouTube, or are you going to use videos that are on YouTube already and link it that way? Announcements versus chats. The chats is something that I feel to a certain extent is a little bit underutilized. But if you're functioning on a completely online basis, the chat function has got great potential, and you should really consider adding it into your course as part of how you're going to handle the course. And the last thing I'll speak about is useful blocks and how that works in the course itself. Then I speak here about introducing the topic. So here again, like, this is not, I'm just preparing myself, making sure that I have all of the information that I need before the time, and why I think that this is an important topic to speak about. Then videos, this one I added because the Udemy course has very specific guidelines on what you should improve. There's a couple of aspects of video editing that I hadn't even considered yet, and they simplify it for you so that you can really understand how to change and adapt your videos so that you can make the best video. So all I did is I made a couple of notes of things I need to remember when I'm making my videos for the courses, for this specific course, that I'm going to be using all of these different aspects and how they fit together. Then the lecture format, this is something that they added. Here I will probably, as time goes by, edit it and add some things and maybe remove some things. But for now, I took their sort of activities and left it as is. So it's just, if you're doing a lecture, how are you doing it? Is it going to be a video where someone is talking? So talking head is literally a head that's talking to you. A screencast is like what we're seeing over here. You're seeing my screen and you're seeing myself. Slide presentation, like I have over here. An article, so something that the learner is going to have to read on their own time. Or a quiz, which is something that is usually embedded even in their system. Then this here, right here, this is the most annoying part to do and the most important part. So when you're setting up a class, you need to make sure that you're very specific about what you're going to speak about and how you're going to set it out. It is very easy to get lost or sidetracked. So this can help to make sure that you're sticking to a couple of points, and that's what you're dealing with, and then you're moving on to the next and the next and the next. You can, with time, add more detail, maybe take one aspect of the course that you were giving and make an entire course just on that one aspect. But just for the time, make sure that you stick within the things that you've done. So what I've done over here, again, this is something that I found on theirs, and I've just slightly adapted it for my own use. So this is the first section. So the introduction video. So when I do an introduction video and the learner is going to start looking at the course, or they're going to participate in the course, on the very first video, you want to introduce a couple of things. In this case, I'm going to be introducing myself. Why am I giving the course? What makes me the person? Okay, I'm gonna go into detail now about it. So over here, I'm just saying introducing me, introducing Moodle, because that's what we're going to be using as a learning management platform. What do you need as the learner? What resources are coming to the table? And a general topic overview to tell you during this course, this is what we're going to be looking at. What I've done then is I've taken those items and I've made them even smaller, so you go and you have the big topic idea, the different sections, and then each section just a little bit of information. As I mentioned before, I'm not a fan of doing a script. It is suggested that a script is probably the best way to go, but because I'm quite comfortable with speaking and slowly but surely getting better at not losing what I'm saying or saying in between, I find that for me, points work better, mostly because it's more natural. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm just going to be speaking about who am I, what are my skills and expertise, and what is the extent of my real world experience, just to make sure that the learner understands, why do I think I have the skills and knowledge to be able to help them understand these items. Again, I'm not going to go through each point, but as I mentioned, I'm introducing me, introducing Moodle, a couple of points. What does the learner need? A couple of points. Resources, a couple of points. Topic overview, so everything we're going to be working through in the course, and then it goes on to the next one. So the next topic is going to be the profile completion. So that's going to be it's basically the first class, the profile completion, and so it goes on for each of the different points. Like I said, I haven't actually finished it, but I wanted to share the process with you, because as soon as I've done one, I'm going to start preparing it so that I can take the mistakes I made and fix them in the second one, etc., etc. As I mentioned, I really like making sure that I consistently improve. I like making sure that I consistently improve, and the best way to do that is to, when I'm doing things, do it in increments, review what I've done, fix it for the next one, do another piece, and it's a whole process that follows through. The next thing over here is scripting tips. So here's another one. The scripting, I don't like having a full script. I've written full scripts. I did a demonstration a demonstration video for Udemy, where they help you test your sound and your general quality and the watchability of your lesson. And I did the script there, but I feel as though I lose so much of the personality aspect, because suddenly it becomes sort of like public speaking and less of a conversation with the students. The next one is a teaser or an ad campaign. So this is kind of something that's going to end up on Facebook. It's going to end up on Instagram. It's going to be on YouTube. And it's the kind of thing that draws learners to maybe consider wanting to go and have a look at your course and maybe even participate in it. Then this one, the course summary, I added this one over here because
when I'm setting up my Moodle course, there's a course summary. But because I didn't quite know what's going into the course yet, I hadn't added it. And because I think as I go on with the course, I'm going to edit it and add some body to it, and it might change and evolve a little bit, I think that the course summary is really something that I'm going to finish and complete towards the end. Right, that was a lot of talking. I hope it was helpful, about just to help you see the process I'm going through to create these videos. And yeah, same as always, please find all of the information that you might need linked in the description below, and stay safe and see you soon.